Per the FMA bylaws, nominations for officers, member of the board of directors, and delegates to the House of Delegates of the American Medical Association shall be made from the floor of the House of Delegates by a member of the House. This year, our floor looked a bit different than normal. From July 1st through Friday, July 10th, the floor was open to nominate an individual for any of the elections taking place. All active members of the association were eligible for nomination, with the exception that any member running for an officer position or a seat on the Board of Governors must be an active member of the FMA for at least 3 years and have been a delegate to and attended the FMA annual meeting at least once previously. In contested elections, with the exception of the AMA delegate election, each candidate was able to submit a 4-minute video, which was uploaded to the FMA website. All campaign materials were due Thursday, July 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only contested election is the Vice Speaker election between Dr. Chris Constance and Dr. Mark Rubenstein. The videos were posted on July 24th. Please visit the annual meeting website to view their campaign speeches. Voting for the AMA delegates will be for 8 candidates. You must cast 8 votes or your ballot will be ineligible. The 8 candidates receiving the most votes will be elected as delegates. The next 8 candidates receiving votes in descending order will become alternate delegates. The candidates for AMA delegation are as follows: Dr. Christy Alexander, Dr. Madeline Butler, Dr. Eva Crook, Dr. Ronald Giffler, Dr. Raphael Helsinki, Dr. Lawrence Halpern, Dr. Trisella Johnson-Foy, Dr. Rebecca Johnson, Dr. Steve Cam, Dr. John Montgomery, Dr. Douglas Murphy, Dr. Ralph Nobo, Dr. Arthur Palomero, Dr. Alan Pillersdorf, Dr. Michael Petit, and Dr. Sergio Sion. To learn more about each of these candidates, please view their candidate profile posted on the annual meeting website. Voting for the FMA Vice Speaker, AMA delegates, and bylaws will be open from Wednesday, July 29th at 9 a.m. through Thursday, July 30th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The winners will be announced at 12 p.m. on Friday, Eastern Standard Time, July 31st. Tech support will be available from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 6 p.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. In the event of a tie race, a runoff election will be held. Voting will open on Friday, July 31st at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and run through Saturday, August 1st, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tech support will be available if needed. Your Speaker of the House of Delegates, Dr. Joshua Lynches, myself, your Vice Speaker, Dr. Ashley Norris, FMA President, Dr. Ronald Giffler, and FMA President-elect, Dr. Michael Petit, selected a Credentials and Standing Rules Committee. The committee will test the voting system and ensure that the vote is accurate and fair. Members of this committee are Dr. Daniel Thaman, Dr. Maribel Lockwood, Dr. Joel Silverfield, and Dr. Jason Wilson.
Dr. Douglas Murphy was nominated for president-elect. There were no nominations from the floor when it was closed. Therefore, you have elected Dr. Douglas Murphy to be your FMA president-elect. Please view Dr. Murphy's speech as he thanks the House of Delegates for this honor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, members of the Executive Committee, and members of the House of Delegates. I hope as I address you today that you, your families, and your patients are well. 2020 is proving to be an unprecedented year for physicians, patients, healthcare, our elected officials, and all Americans. This is our first virtual meeting, but it should not diminish the work we need to accomplish. There are many important state elections that will have an impact on the practice of medicine for years to come, elections that demand our engagement. This was a hard legislative year for physicians, and it's glaringly evident how important it is to have the right elected officials in office. Our legislative agenda depends on it. It's critical that we stay involved this election cycle and fund our PAC. There is no doubt our adversaries in the insurance industry, the mid-level community, and the trial bar are still funding their PACs. Our biggest FMA PAC fundraiser each year is the annual meeting. Not having an in-person meeting is challenging, but we are still doing our fundraising contest this weekend, and we'll be keeping track of PAC payments as they come in. The numbers will be updated throughout the weekend with the new FMA PAC and 1,000 Club members noted. There'll be 2 awards given. The first is the first delegation, either county or specialty, that reaches 100% PAC participation, and the second award is to the county or specialty society who gets the most new members total, both PAC and 1,000 Club combined. The winners will be announced at the conclusion of the meeting and trophies awarded. Our text to donate option is on the screen in front of you. Text FMA PAC to 850-400-2231. That will send you a prompt and allow you to donate. Or you can go to the website at www.fmapac.org and join through our website. Both sites will be checked frequently and updates posted. This session was very difficult. We had the perfect storm of a speaker with only one agenda item and the ability to strong-arm both the House and the Senate by holding the budget hostage. We can be bitter about this. It hurts to lose. But instead of getting bitter, what we need to do is get better. But to do this, I need your help and the help of all physicians around the state. Currently, there are only 769 members of the PAC at the $250 level. Let me repeat that. There are only 769 members of the PAC out of the thousands of physicians in Florida. We've made up some of these shortfalls by going in front of medical staffs and large medical groups, but this year, due to COVID-19, our ability to get in front of those groups has been stopped. And unless individual physicians step up now and in the next few weeks, our push to elect pro-medicine candidates will be severely limited. To those of you who are members of the PAC and the 1,000 Club, thank you. If anyone is not a member, please join now as I'm speaking. When you interact with your colleagues, especially our younger physicians, ask them to join. They need to be involved. The PAC supports pro-medicine candidates, be they Republican, Democrat, or Independent. Our board is made up of physicians with widely different political views, but we come together to endorse and elect candidates who will help us to continue to serve our patients. I've heard physicians say that due to the last legislative session, they're not going to donate to the PAC anymore. This is tantamount to getting one poor grade on a test and deciding to resign from medical school. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals character. We all have to stay engaged, or if we don't, we have no one to blame but ourselves. Scope of practice bills will continue to be filed. The insurance industry will continue to look for creative ways not to pay physicians, and tort issues will return as they always do. The fight is never ending, but to have success, we have to put our allies in leadership positions in the legislature. The PAC has been very successful in the past, but due to an increasing lack of physician support, our legislative agenda may suffer. Like me, many of you have had challenging financial times this year. Money is tight, but we've made it easy to donate to the PAC by making payments over time so that you don't have to make one lump sum payment. Just look for that option when you donate. Everyone, please help us protect the practice of medicine so we can continue to serve our patients. Join the PAC and the 1,000 Club. Get your colleagues to join and stay engaged. Together, we are stronger. One final note. I want to take this time to thank the entire FMA PAC board staff. They're incredible. They work tireless hours, and they're incredibly engaged individuals. But I want to particularly thank Sarah Hickman. She's an incredibly knowledgeable and passionate woman who works hard to protect the practice of medicine for all physicians in the state, and we could not have a more dedicated director. I'd like to thank her personally and every member of the staff. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Murphy. The following officer races were not contested and had no nominations from the floor when closed. Therefore, you have elected the following officer candidates. Dr. Joshua Lynches for Vice President. Dr. Lisa Cosgrove for Secretary.
Dr. Jason Goldman for Treasurer. and Dr. Ashley Norris for Speaker. Congratulations to all of the officers. The following Board of Governors seats were not contested, and no nominations were received from the floor when closed. Therefore, you have elected the following Board of Governors: Dr. Christy Alexander for District A, Dr. Edward King for District H, Dr. Diana Twiggs for Primary Care Representative, Dr. Catherine Kowal for Medical Specialties Representative, Dr. George Canizares for Surgical Specialties Representative, Dr. Hansel Tukes for Young Physician Section Representative, and Dr. Alexander Lake for Resident and Fellow Section Representative. Congratulations to all the new board members.
Finally, members of the House of Delegates will also be voting on the 7 proposed bylaw amendments. You will have the option to adopt or not adopt using the same voting system being used for elections and held during the same time frame. Reference Committee 2, the only reference committee that was appointed for this meeting, have reviewed the bylaws amendments and their recommendations are included in your voting materials. The speakers appointed the following as members to Reference Committee 2: Dr. Alma Littles as chair, Dr. John Armstrong, Dr. John Bailey, Dr. Elizabeth DeVos, Dr. Vincent DeGennaro, Dr. Nitesh Karyani, and Dr. Todd Macca. Thank you so much for your leadership and service in this unprecedented time. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Remember, tech support will be available from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 6 p.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you for your service and all that you're doing to take care of patients during this challenging time. We look forward to seeing everyone in person next summer at the FMA annual meeting. Please stay safe and take care of yourself.